Hello everyone, I wanted to come on here and share a dream that I had last night. I believe that it is a strong but loving warning from God, our Father in heaven, who cares about his children, and he corrects and disciplines those he loves. So I wanted to share it with everyone, and again, I believe this was just as much to me as to everyone else, and just the community of believers here on YouTube. I had a dream last night that my husband and I and my cat were in our apartment, the one we're in now, and there was this alien-like creature. It was this very colorful, like otherworldly looking creature that was small and kind of crawling on the floor, and it just kind of freaked us out. So I kind of scurried around and went to the front door and tried to lure it out, tried to get it out of the apartment. And then it transformed. It transformed into a cat. It looked exactly like a cat, but we knew that it wasn't a cat, but it disguised itself. I believe to probably try to blend into the environment because it was right next to my cat. And then it transformed into a human being. This human being, or what looked like a human being, he was so charming and friendly and just nice. And my husband and I, in the dream, we were amazed. We were just amazed. Like, my husband was just in awe. Like, he was like, who is this and why has it come to us? And it was almost like we were in this place of like great expectancy of like, okay, this is a miracle. Like, I remember saying in the dream, this has to be from God because it's a miracle. Like, this crazy sign, this is not of this world. So we were just really excited to see, like, okay, who is he and what does he have to share and why has he come? So we were kind of like on the edge of our seats, and we were letting him stay at our place while we were trying to figure this out. But the longer he spent at our place, just the more troubled we began to feel. My husband and I, we just felt like there was something off about him. We felt like he might be under the influence of something. He didn't seem right, and he didn't seem honest. He seemed like he was up to something. And my husband took me aside and said, okay, he needs to leave. Like, we need to ask him to go. And I agreed. I said, okay, well, let me sit down with him first. And of course, in the dream, I wanted to talk to him about Jesus because before that, I had tried to see like what his beliefs were. Like, I thought, well, if he is from heaven, if he is that this is this miracle, then he must know about Jesus. And so I was sharing my heart about Jesus, and he just seemed very elusive. He wasn't downright like, no, Jesus is not the Son of God. He wasn't combative about it, but he was just very elusive and vague, and didn't come right out and say that he believed. It was very clear that he didn't because of how vague and elusive he was being. But anyways, I told my husband, let me talk to him first because I wanted to share my testimony with this thing or gentleman or whatever it was before I asked him to leave. And when I woke up, it had a very, I prayed about it, of course, but the meaning of it was just abundantly clear. Not every spirit is from God. There are clean spirits, but there are unclean spirits. Not every spirit is from God. Not every miracle is from God. We may witness real miracles from God, but we also may witness the deception of the enemy. These seemingly miraculous signs. He is the deceiver, and he will disguise himself as an angel of light. And Jesus warns us of this in Matthew 24, starting with verse 23. At that time, if someone says to you, look, here's the Messiah, or there he is, don't believe him. For there will appear false messiahs and false prophets performing great miracles, so as to fool even the chosen, to fool the chosen. if possible. There, I have told you in advance. So if people say to you, listen, he's out in the desert, or if they say, listen, he's out in the desert, don't go, or look, he's hidden away in a secret room, don't believe it. For when the Son of Man does come, it will be like lightning that flashes out of the east and fills the sky to the western horizon. So, yeah, and then of course, I encourage you to read all of Matthew 24 and pray about it. But, I just, with the YouTube community, a lot of us, I think we can get caught up in the signs, and not every sign is from God. Not every miracle or what appears to be a miracle is from God. We need to be discerning of the spirits. Anytime, and this is not to sow confusion. God is not the author of confusion. He is light. There is no darkness in him. So if you, no matter where you're at in life, if you witness a sign, or you're, seeking after the supernatural wonders, take everything to God. Submit it all to him. Consult him. He wants us to consult him and ask him. If Eve would have went to God and said, hey God, the serpent was telling me this, and the tree looks like it's good to eat, and it's good to make one wise. It looks good, and I witnessed this supernatural experience from this serpent. God, please shed some light on it. I consult you. I submit everything to you. Then she would have not been deceived. So I just encourage you guys all out there to not be deceived and to take everything to the Lord. And don't be so hungry for the miraculous that you just believe every spirit, because you will surely be, if you are just so, if you are seeking after the miraculous more than you are seeking after God, then you will be deceived by the unclean spirits out there. Have discernment, have wisdom. And if you don't have wisdom, if you don't have discernment, if you're confused, then go to God, because he said if you need wisdom, then get wisdom. Just ask him, and he will give you wisdom and discernment, because he loves you. And our Father does not want us to be deceived. And there's been a lot of that going on, and I have been at times guilty of just being hastily, just believing every sign. So we can't do that. I love you all, and just draw near to him, and you won't go wrong. All right. God bless you all.